Hello, my angry nerds! Welcome to your daily dose of Starcraft 2 Legacy of the Void! Today's game is going to be on Orbital Shipyards, and it's going to be between these two fine folks. You have in the top right-hand corner, Welmu as the Blue Protoss. And in the bottom right-hand corner, you have somebody I haven't seen in a long time. You have VioLet as our Red Zerg. I did record this intro once, and I called VioLet a Terran. I was like, I know this game better than that, so, you know, whatever. So, with the comment section of my last video, there was somebody on there that said, talk faster. And to my response to that is, I'm trying. I do like to talk fast, but I don't, when I do talk fast, I stumble over my words a lot, and I'm a very deliberate talker, so you're going to hear me stumble around a little bit in my cast because that's just who I am. But I will try to improve my speed for you guys as I will. So we've got a forge going up for Welmu. And then we got a gateway after that. That's a little unusual, but against Zerg, it's Wings of Liberty and Heart of the Swarm play. You don't normally see it in Legacy of the Void very much. But, well, not Welmu, VioLet. VioLet has a handful of wings already moving out, no Zergling speed, and she's gonna. Those wings are going to hit a wall, but are they going to be able to knock down that forge in time? Meanwhile, VioLet does have his second hatch on the way. They may get that forge. If they can get the forge in time and have enough wings involved, that could be a huge counterattack. But there's only three lings left, so this is going to be annoying more than it's going to be hurtful in any real way. He may be able to get a probe here and there, but as soon as he's building a zealot, so I wouldn't say the zealot would be the best thing to fight with, but he does not have a cybernetics core because he went for a forge first, so he's going to have to depend on this zealot to keep these lings at bay at this point in time. Currently, VioLet does have a third on the way. This is not unusual for this map. Zergs will normally, a lot of times, if they're not going to do a lot of aggression early on, they will go up to 3 hatches pretty much immediately. So these lings are still alive in Welmu's base. So they're not causing damage, they're causing more grief than damage. Now you have an adept that is out and should be able to clean up these lings pretty quickly because a zealot is melee and a adept is range. So we've got 3 base on, now on 3 base because Welmu did just expand currently. He is working on his gateway research, has another ship building, but not a whole lot more to say over the Welmu base. He does have gases coming at his second, but VioLet, on the other hand, has a little bit going on. He hasn't really teched up all that much. There he goes. But he hasn't really teched up a whole lot. Only has a spawning pole, no speed that I know of. So yeah, this could be semi-interesting. I don't know where this drone's going, but this hatchery right now is way oversaturated. So yeah, that's the thing. But it looks like Welmu is getting 2 Stargates. So this could be very interesting very quickly. And it looks like VioLet is going up to a good old lair. and also has a Roach Warren on the way, so he's going to transition from Lings to Roachling, and has an Evo Chamber at his main, and is knocking down his back rocks. So that's the thing. What is going to come out of these Stargates is my... Ooh, they're going to be the good old Phoenix. And he also worked in a Stalker to help deal with the whole Overlord problem. Now, VioLet does know there are Stargates. He probably will know very quickly that they are most likely Phoenixes, even though you can see the model just barely coming out of the Stargate. So is he gonna... Yes, he's gonna mass produce Phoenix for right now. So he's gonna go into a harassment mode more than a direct attack mode. And I don't blame him for that. It's something Protoss likes to do. Melt Boost is on the way for VioLet. It's somewhat late in the game. It's at 6 minutes. So that's the thing. Now VioLet does have his 4th on the way. I almost said something else. I almost said 3rd. I'm like, no, he already has a 3rd. So 2 Phoenix right now, but there are 2 on the way. Most likely going to mass produce them. And he does have a Twilight Council, so he could go for High Templar. I don't see a High Templar building anywhere around, but he does have his upgrades going one at a time, so he's preferring attack. He does have speed on the way because he's most likely going to depend on lots and lots of Zealots because he is going air. And that is a good sized flock of Phoenixes. So what is he going to be able to do with these guys? Who knows? He gets one drone, probably going to get a Hydra, but the Hydras are going to push them out. He did get a Hydra dip. I did miss that, unfortunately. Hydra speed is on the way. Yeah, Roach speed is on the way as well. And then Carapace are on the way as well, so these guys are going to have some good defense. Overlord just got smattered there because he's pooping creep, and Protoss don't like that. So it looks like VioLet wants to go for an attack. I don't know if he has no roaches with him, so this is a very meaty, non-meaty army. Roaches are very, very tanky. Hydras, on the other hand, are very soft. So we're going to see what Wilma can do against this force. He does have quite a few wings. Overcharge does come up on one of the pylons, but the Phoenix do fight in. But the Phoenixes are going to just melt under all this DPS from the Hydras. But this many Hydras can very easily take down pylons pretty quickly. And here comes a couple roaches from VioLet. So the real question is, does Wilma have enough DPS here to take down this force right now? And it looks like maybe. I don't know. So the Phoenix Squadron has been pretty much eliminated. There's only 2 left, and there's no more on the docket. But Storm is here. Storm is prevalent. A mass warping of Zealot is going to drive Wilma back, and he also gets a drone for free because a drone decided he was going to be part of the army. So yeah, double Robo facility. So he's wanting to pump out some major Immortals. Immortals are very good, and that is a lot of High Templar. He's transforming a couple of them into Archons. So he does have Storm. He doesn't have the ravaging to cast Storm because all the High Templar are new. They don't have the energy to do so. But Wilma's going to need that Storm pretty quickly. Ravagers. A whole lot of Ravagers are being warped in. 7 to be exact. So this is going to be a pretty good tanky little army. But if... Ooh, yes, the High Templar do have enough energy for Storm, and VioLet decides, nope, I'm not having any of this. But does split off a detachment of roaches to stay at the front door. Most likely is going to try to go hit the 4th of Wilma. I don't know if they can take it down because that's a lot of pylons, and the mothership core is over here, so overcharge all those pylons. It does give them a little bit of time. But the reaction is not good enough, and only gets 1 pylon overcharged, and does lose the mothership core. So this Nexus is not known for this world. And the probes are like, we just saw the Nexus blow up, so we're gonna go home. See ya, bye, have fun. So Nexus is being rebuilt, but it looks like the small detachment that was over here burrowed and tried to get into the main, but that cannon did stop it, unfortunately, for VioLet. Good news for Wilma, but I mean, VioLet right now is on, it looks like 4 bases. That's a large wing attack, but those wings are going to get deterred because the army is over here. Burrow is on the way. I repeat, Burrow is on the way. So these wings are going to be able to burrow. The roaches are going to be able to burrow and move at the same time. So, ooh. My favorite unit of StarCraft 2, Legacy of the Void, is now here. The Hydra Den did get turned into a Lurker Den. So you're going to see lots and lots of Lurkers from VioLet. But meanwhile, you have a massive counterattack from VioLet into Wilma's base, and there's just a ton of wings everywhere. And there's some burrowed in the main and in the natural, so he's going to have some difficulty rebuilding that. More pylons come down, but here comes a major attack from VioLet. Lots and lots of lurkers, lots and lots of storm too from Wilma, but that single immortal does not want to stroll into the territory of the good old lurkers. Does Wilma have any type of detection? Yes, he does. He does have detection, so Storm is going to be able to clean up a lot of these. One Ravager is going to help try to take down that Immortal, but that's not going to happen. That's a lot of Immortals and a lot of Archons. So, yeah. But these Lings are still burrowed in Velma's main and natural, so we will see. And it looks like all the Overlords have congregated on one throne over there, so we're gonna see if that's gonna be a thing. And now VioLet is up to 5 bases. 5 bases compared to Wilma's 4. So he only has 1, 2. Well, he has all of his bases able to be mined, but not really. So he has to bring over a observer to kill off all the wings that were in his base. Now he can go mine freely, and he's going to need the income for that because VioLet's army is just massive. I mean, utterly massive. Not a lot of roaches. The roaches are kind of the more, hey, we're going to burrow and then we're going to sneak in and try to attack you. One random zealot tries to take on 4 roaches, so that's not going to happen. But these roaches are now burrowed and they're going to try to go into the main, it looks like, but the cannon is there, so these zealots are like, not going to happen. So that's the thing. But the main army is going to sweep down here and try to get the army out of position. Wilma's army, on the other hand, is traveling, cutting off Wilma's reinforcements. Ooh, that's never good. That is never, ever good. Takes out a lot of lurkers and a couple of roaches. But VioLet's just like, okay, you want to attack my rear? I'm going to just attack your main base. And now they have the high ground advantage. And it looks like Wilma's just not wanting to do a whole lot of anything. He doesn't want to travel up that ramp because there are lurkers here. Lurkers melt things like crazy. But the zealots from one end storms like crazy. Storms are melting hydras like nobody else's business. And yeah, that was not pretty for VioLet. But he did get quite a bit of quite a bit accomplished. Let's look at, oh my goodness gracious, workers killed for Wilma 43 and VioLet only 6. Holy crap almighty. Worker supply is, well, it's 76 to 63, so, you know, that's not a huge deficit, but I mean, Zerg is normally always up on workers. Small hit squad of roaches hanging out, just waiting for their opportunity to kill more probes. And even on the right side, there's a whole lot of workers, or a whole lot of good old roaches. Roaches that intercept a bunch of zealots going somewhere. I don't know where exactly, but they're just going to march right on up here and just kill off every single zealot. But the immortals do show up. But immortals versus all roaches, well, I mean, roaches can take out immortals. Normally what you see is not workers, but roaches having backup, and also immortals having more TPS than just them. Because if you get right on top of them, that's never a good thing. But I mean, VioLet is doing the trick where he just wants to counterattack, and that was a beautiful move by VioLet. He went around the army, unburrowed, and tried to take out all the High Templar that are in Wilma's army. There's one single roach left, but there is a huge attack going on in Wilma's third, I think. Yeah, third. So it's just basically immortals and one single ordinary zealot that is basically dead in one shot because he didn't have enough HP. But VioLet even brought along 2 lurkers that do die almost instantaneously because, well, the immortal. But I mean, you don't want to send Hydras against, well, immortals any time of the day, because immortals will basically just slaughter them. But here comes another main large attack at the 4th of Wilma, and is just shredding probes left and right, but he is losing most of his army at the same time. But oh my goodness, he's just killing them. He's just slaughtering them. Slaughtering like no one else's business. And I just found out that I was in zoom out mode, unfortunately, but I think that's GG, and that's what it's called, is GG from Wilma. VioLet does take this. This game was from DreamHack of last year, so look out for VioLet. VioLet is back. It looks like I hadn't seen a lot of VioLet in a long time, so I'm assuming he is back and raring to go, or he was always playing and I just never saw him in any tournaments that I watched. So yeah, that's a thing. Hopefully I talked, well, loud enough and quickly enough for you guys. I'm gonna stumble over my words, of course, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this game. If you did, please leave a thumbs up on the video. It helps me out a ton. Share the video, of course, and also, if you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel. It helps me out, I would say, the most, but likes on the video do help out a lot too. I will see you guys in the next game.